And remember, respect is everything.
And we are back. Happy Halloween, everybody. Today, we are going to look at something a little different. These are some of my more, original Mocs. So today, we are looking at Stuntman Mike's 70 Chevy Nova and his 69 Dodge Charger from the movie Death Proof. If you're not familiar with the film Death Proof, it is basically an automotive horror film about a stuntman who goes around stalking and murdering women with cars in staged car accidents. There was two cars in the film. There was a 1970 Chevy Nova and a 69 Dodge Charger. Let's take a look at both cars. So first we're going to look at the Chevy Nova, since that's the car that first appeared in the movie. Fun fact, that I think the majority of that film was shot in Austin, Texas. And I am from Austin, Texas. So at some point in my life, when I was probably like 8 years old, Kurt Russell was in Austin and I wasn't aware of it. You know, I like the movie. I mean, yes, it has mixed reactions because, I'll be honest, there's a lot of dialogue and a lot of just rambling that goes on into that film. But you know what? I appreciated it for what it was. It was a nice tribute to all the old school car chase classics. Especially the big chase at the end with the Challenger. I would have built a Challenger to go with this set, but I'll get into that when we talk about the Charger. Anyway, here's this Chevy Nova. It is missing the hood. So both his cars in the movie had a rubber ducky metal hood ornament from the movie Convoy. Unfortunately, I only had one of these, and I decided to put on the Charger, and I couldn't really find a way to mount it to this hood anyway, since I didn't really want to drill a hole and damage the Lego piece because I might need it again later. There is an opening hood, and there's an engine in there, and that's about as exciting as that gets. It was just kind of an afterthought, mostly because I wasn't expecting to have a functional hood until I found this decal from I think it was a Lego Technics Gravedigger set, you know, the monster truck, which I actually, I bought two of them because I felt bad that I took this sticker and flag away from it, so I bought another one to replace the other one, and then all the leftover spare parts, I just threw them in a bin, and, you know, I'll keep them for later for when I want to build something else. But, yeah, apologies if the car's really dusty. It's been sitting on a shelf for a while, and, yeah, those wheels aren't quite accurate, but it's all I had. Let's get to the actual interior of the car, because there are some homages to the movie. So in the film, he had it was like a plexiglass or some kind of like shield for when he captured his first victim, and he was driving the car all crazy and throwing her around, and then eventually he slammed the brakes and smashed her head into the dashboard, which was solid steel since it was basically a stunt car designed to kill people. To quote Stuntman Mike himself, "This car is 100% death proof, but in order to get the benefit of it, honey, you really need to be sitting in my seat." And then he slammed the brakes and killed her. And that was the end of that person. The car then later killed three more people in a really over-the-top dramatic car crash sequence, which was awesome, until I realized they just destroyed a perfectly good Chevy Nova. But regardless, I mean, it was a cool car while it lasted, even though it got ruined. Oh well, such is life. Hollywood would do these things, and my jack-o'-lanterns are not sitting quite right. Alright, now let's look at the Dodge Charger. This was the second car he had in the movie. As you can see, I tried my best to recreate the front grille. It should be chrome. I didn't have any gray pieces in this color, so it is more or less what it's supposed to look like. It's just not, it doesn't have the chrome trim around the grille itself, so I don't know, we'll just say it's a resto mod. That indicator or whatever is probably in the wrong spot. There's none in the rear because I kind of forgot about it. Here's a frog that is supposed to represent the Mr. Ducky hood ornament from Convoy that he had on the front of his car. Funny thing, his Charger had the same wheels as the General Lee. So I thought that was cool. And according to the film, he also had the same license plate as the lime green Dodge Charger from Dirty Mary Crazy Larry. At least supposedly. This is obviously not the correct number plate. I just stuck that in there to make it look like it. And as you can see, I did use some newer pieces to make the taillights look like what they're supposed to on the original car. These came from a newer Dodge Charger set. It was the Dominic Toretto one. There should be a little more ground clearance, but again, this is one of my older builds, so naturally some areas look a little weird. But yeah, because in reality, this whole thing should be sitting up way higher, but the car itself is already pretty massive, so I didn't want to make it sit too tall. Although, to be honest, I probably could have cheated at least an extra stud or two, at least in height. But again, those old Chargers were big cars. But yes, the car pretty much, for the first half of the chase, he was just tormenting these poor women that he was stalking at a diner. And then he got shot and ran away like a baby and started crying uncontrollably and being a complete wimp, and then revealed himself to be one of the biggest cowards ever. Yeah, that scene really did not sit well with me because he made such a great villain, but yeah, that ending did not sit well with me. I think he should have had a more, intense death scene. The ending to that movie did not sit well with me, but the majority of the film, the car chase and all that, was awesome. And the first car crash. So, again, it was a cool movie, had a lot of muscle cars in it. I would have built the Challenger to go with this, but I just, I had one built, and then I took it apart to build something else. And then I don't know what I did with that car after I scrapped it. Yeah, I build a lot of these, Mocs and cars and stuff, because, I'm a big car guy. So naturally you'll see them in the background, like the priest car there next to the Seventh Deadly Church. So, yeah, I like to give everything a name with the number 7 in it. That's about all. Actually, I think this one also had an engine too. Let me see if I can get it open. There we go. And I realized there's no air cleaner on it. Oh, well, that happens. I forget certain details, and then I feel like an idiot about it later. But yeah, there's the engine, which I forgot to put an air cleaner on it. Whatever, I'll put... And there that goes. Whatever, I'll do it later. I'll just use, like, one of those round cylinder pieces or whatever. But anyway, I hope you all enjoyed. Again, not all my Halloween specials are going to be, cars, but... I mean, this was easy enough, and I had it built already, and, I like it, so... Anyway, I hope you all have a good one. I hope you all had a happy and safe Halloween, and I got plenty more videos coming. I also have more Transformers-related stuff coming soon for the people who are subscribed for that, so until next time, you all have a good one, and happy Halloween.